Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'll be showing you how to make a moon in Blender. I hope this helps you, I guess. So to start off, press A. I'll select everything in the workspace and press X and delete. So now that's gone, you can press Shift A, add a UV sphere. The UV sphere is kind of small compared to an actual moon. So we're going to press N, and then in the item you can go to Dimensions, right click, scroll down over the X, Y, Z, and change to about 500. Now in the View tab, it shows N. That's 1,000 currently, so we're gonna change that to 10,000, so we can our distance we can view is farther, so we can actually see this massive thing. So we have our giant moon. You can press left click and shade smooth, and in the blue wrench at the right side modifier properties, you can click that, add modifier subdivision surface, and that will make it even more smooth. So now we have the overall shape. And now in shading, you can scroll there, press new. I'll add a new material. You press Shift A, and then add an image texture. And collect the color, connect the color to the base color, and then online you can kind of search up. Yeah, you can search up for moon textures. That's what I did, or I might link the moon texture in the description of this video. So you're gonna just add that moon texture. So now we have the moon. If you want, you can kind of stop now and just use this, but what I recommend doing now is moving the material bit down a bit. Or Shift A, and then add displacement. And then clicking the moon texture, Shift D, now duplicate it. And then now, connect the color to the height. And then the displacement to the displacement of the material. What that'll do is add a bump effect to the moon. And then on the moon texture, you can press Ctrl T, and that will add a mapping. So you can map out how you want this to look. You can change it to like 50. That looks really bad though, so I don't recommend it. I'd say somewhere between 1 to 10 is pretty good, so I'll just do 2 for this. So now I have some bumps for the moon. That's pretty good, yep. So I guess we're pretty much done the moon now. And if you in shading, object, you can go to world. So now we have our world, and now we're gonna make a starry night sky around it. So Shift A, add the world output, add an emission texture, or emission, whatever it's called, sorry, color ramp, and noise texture. Now connect the the fact to the fact with the color ramp, the color to the color emission, and the emission to the surface. So now it's white background. So now we have the white background of the world. It's not space yet, you can definitely tell. Noise texture, you can press Control T, and that will add a mapping. I'll change the scale of the noise texture to 40. Then now you can scale this down to have more stars. Also, the emission, you can add more emission, so the stars are brighter. So I'd put about 10 there. And in scale, I'll change that to 5, I think. That normally works for me. And I'll change the noise texture to 30, I think. That gives a nice starry background, I guess. Could say. So now we have our nice starry background, but now we have to have light. So I'm gonna press Shift A, light, and then I'm actually gonna add area. Just because I've tried with the sun, it doesn't look as well, because for some reason, I'm not really sure why, I'm still kind of not really the best with Blender, so lights up the whole moon for 7. So I'm just gonna add an area. In the light, I'm gonna change the power to 1,000,000. So that's a pretty big number, yeah. Let's say that's not a million. So now we have a million, we're gonna rotate that around to face the moon. Just so you know what I'm talking about, if I change it to sun, that's like 1, it brights up the whole thing, and I kind of want a more not like that. I just want it to be more faded. Have a nice dark area at the back. So we have this. Wait, increase the size. Not sure if that does anything. And that we now have the moon lit up. And at the back here, if you want, now you can add a sun. But I'll change it to 0.07. And that'll kind of 0.05. 0.05. Just make it kind of darker there, it's still visible. So now we have the moon being kind of, you know, light hitting from the sun, and the back part here is still a bit visible but dark for like the nice shade effect. So now we're gonna press Shift A, add a camera in, and with Control Alt 0 you can aim the camera, and in the camera property at the right side of the green camera you can change the end to 10,000, so that kind of gives the render distance you need, so you can move the camera, adjust it how you want, where you want it. Be in the picture, and in the, it's called render properties, you can turn on bloom, ambient occlusion, and space screen reflections, and that'll kind of make it look a bit better. So with that, you can render it in and have your final result. If you want, you don't, like I said before, you don't have to have the sun. I don't actually think I want to have the sun for this. So I'm just going to press X, delete the sun, and now I have my final result. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this tutorial helped you, and please subscribe.